That was amazing.
Much nicer than I am. I would come back and be like,
What did you broke the door? That's what I would do.
Whoa.
Hey now.
too dark.
Yeah,
Don't we have like lights and
those
things?
things.
You can turn those on.
Before.
Do you want?
Spin it.
Oh, no, do we want? We've always had them off.
Let's try it. Well, we were projecting before.
And
That
that was
is
where
true.
our ambient.
But we're not projecting today, are we? No.
Do you want a box soft light?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Does your skin look better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Clears up
not.
everything.
Yeah,
I look good.
I mean, you would have them facing
Gives it a
the
nice glow.
person. Does that make sense?
You know, you're just gonna stand
I'm
up
trying to
there
make
with
the-
the back with the
the
glow
light.
and
Used more. Whoa.
Everybody, I guess.
Never
it's
thought you
better
could be
with
any
low light.
scarier, Jeremiah. But I was wrong.
Gives you more
Our-
depth to your face.
I don't
No,
know.
just
Are
like
we
some
actually on?
somebody watching the thing.
I haven't pulled it up.
I can pull it up.
I can pull it up. Thank you.
Sure.
Let's pull it up and see.
You
Like,
tell something.
See how we look.
exactly. Get to watch myself. Be
You
like,
should
Just the
introduce
first
yourself while we're doing that.
Okay.
Remind me.
I am Jeremiah. I mean, I don't know if we're streaming. Once we discover we are streaming and we have like 10 minutes of us.
Dicking around.
Yeah.
Chatting about Marvel movies.
0 viewers. That
Woohoo!
was wrong.
Okay, great. We're there.
There's two now.
Yay! You joined us.
Welcome.
Sit right there where that chair I forgot to put my keys.
I know, right? I'm afraid to touch the door now. The thing's just gonna fall apart. Can we see the beautiful things? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, welcome everyone to Judge Classes. I'm Jeremiah. I will be teaching today. We'd like to thank Paragon City Games for hosting us and letting us stream. Okay, so mentioned this to everyone in here, but this week's lesson will be kind of a short one. It was supposed to be paired up with last week's lesson, and that took a little while, but that's okay. Woo! Okay, so today we are talking about copying, both creatures and spells, abilities, those fun things. So, let's talk about the card Clone. Clone says, as this creature enters the battlefield, it's a copy of target creature. So, what does it mean to be a copy of target creature?
I feel like I have more questions than I
Means that has the same name, text, power, toughness, everything about that creature.
I have a question.
Yes.
If a card has been put onto a card to enhance its abilities, does it get the ability enhancement or just the original card?
Like an enchantment.
Yeah, like an enchantment.
Or even a pump spell.
Or a pump spell.
Or counters. No.
No.
It copies the exact card. Color, converter, mana cost, and everything. Like, for example, if you animate a treetop village and you play a clone, you have the mana, you play a clone, targeting your, coming in as a copy of your treetop village, it would be a land that you would have to then reanimate to be a 3/3/8 with
What
trample.
if a card has flipped? You know, like you've activated it, and so now it's on the higher. Sorry, because I've only played Magic a little bit, so
No,
it's
no,
on
you're
the
fine.
higher.
That's great questions.
Yeah, no. So if a card has flipped, we are just copying the flip side of the card.
Nice.
Transform.
Yes, there we
Transform.
go.
Yes, exactly, because
Sorry, I don't
There
have
are
the
flip
language.
cards.
there are flip cards, and again, it gets not
Who cares
English,
about
Magic
Kamigawa
English,
anyway?
which is a completely different language.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm the everyman, meaning for those of you who don't know Magic as well, I'm that stupid person in the room for you. Or not stupid, but uninformed.
Okay, so we briefly touched on this, but when we are copying a card, we are essentially taking that card over to a photocopier, and then cutting that card out, or the new picture out, and sliding it in. So when we copy it, it will copy the name, the converted mana cost, any types it has, legendary creature, tribal. I guess there aren't really any tribal creatures, but Whatever.
You can
Artifact
copy the
creature.
spell too.
You can copy the spell, yeah. Dash epic dragon rat god.
Yes,
And-
I love it.
Any abilities that creature has, and its power and toughness. Things we don't copy are the awesome picture done by amazing magic artists, flavor text, which goes in there, artist, awesome magic artist, collector's number, sort of things that don't really matter unless you're playing it on game. Those don't get copied. Okay. Well, there's games like.
So no, I was just explaining that there was
Oh.
a set called that would sound really confusing if you didn't know what that means.
There were a couple joke sets.
Yeah, that was called Unglued and Unhinged.
Yeah.
It's like a magic set to make fun of magic.
Best land offer.
They're not legal in
Okay.
tournaments and stuff. Yeah.
So if we have the card Grizzly Bears, which if you're watching the stream should appear right over here.
A little bit further that way.
Right over here.
Even further.
Just leave it alone.
Somewhere over there. Grizzly Bears will appear. Grizzly Bears is named Grizzly Bears for 1 and a green creature type. Is it beast or a bear?
Beast.
Beast.
It's a beastly bear.
Not beast.
Has lots of awesome flavor text, and it's a 2/2. If we choose to copy that, what will our clone look like?
It would have the outlook of clone. It would be called Grizzly Bear. Have that CMC. It would have the creature type of beast, and it would have any ability text. I can't remember if it has an ability or not.
No,
Grizzly bears.
No,
just
and then it's
very
a
vanilla.
2/2 power toughness.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, now our second grizzly bear we're copying will be equipped with a Sword of Body and Mind. Sword of Body and Mind is a 3-mana artifact. Says equipped creature gets +2/+2, has protection from green and blue, and whenever equipped creature deals damage, target player puts top 10 cards of their library into their graveyard, and you get a wolf, because the bear's lonely. What would our copy of Grizzly Bears look like now?
Exact same.
Just another grizzly bear.
Yes, exactly the same. So any enchantments or equipments on the Grizzly Bear, yeah, the original, do not copy over.
Is there a card that does do that?
Does do what?
Does take everything that's happened to a creature and convert it over?
I do not believe so.
Just wondering.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Okay.
The reason being is in our layers system, the interaction of various effects copying is the very first thing that happens.
I was wrong. It's bear. Not good. Not beast.
Okay, sweet. Apparently, bear is a creature type. If you take away anything from Judge class today, it is that bear is not a beast. Okay, so yeah, that happens very first in our layers, which I believe Tony will be going over next week.
Sure. Whatever
Okay,
you say, sir.
you're the boss. Up to you. It's on TV now.
I got the
Okay.
responsibility. You're the boss. Remember this? I take the blame.
So, if the Grizzly Bear, because it's in standard right now, has a -1/-1 counter on it, and we copy it with clone, how does it look?
Like the
2/2.
Correct. And all the other cute stuff, name, creature type, all that. Okay, so our next card is Altered Ego. For X2 blue-green, it's a creature type shapeshifter who says it enters as a copy of the creature with X counters, X +1/+1 counters on it. So I will copy the Grizzly Bear for X = 3. How does my Grizzly Bear look?
Beefed up. It's a 5/5.
It's a grizzly bear with 3 1/1 counters on it.
Yes.
Doesn't it also retain shapeshifter type?
Not an alter ego.
Nope.
But there's some that do. Right?
Yes, there are
Some
some
that
that
do.
do.
That will specifically say this keeps its type and name.
Yes, I believe, and I'm sorry that I have to make you pull this up. There's a Vizier of Many Faces. So when we embalm it, it comes in as a white zombie in addition. Or is it? It's not in addition, it's just a white
It's a
zombie.
white zombie.
Yeah, so
That's its creature
that's
type.
that. Oh, And one more.
No, it is a zombie in addition to its other.
Yeah.
Ooh, in addition, sweet. Well, zombie shapeshifters can be bears, I guess.
It's a zombie bear shapeshifter.
One thing I did forget to mention, it will also get the color of the card, as determined by the color identity with the magic, or the mana cost,
Or down
Or
in the corner.
the little circle there. If you're copying a drag it over. Or Mandal. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay. There is one more clone we will touch on today. It is Lazov Demir Mastermind. From my memory, he says, whenever a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere, you may have Lazov Demir Mastermind become a copy of it, except it is named Lazov Demir Mastermind and has hexproof and gains this ability. So, someone killed the grizzly bear, and he went to the graveyard. And for some reason, you want your Lazov Demir Mastermind to be a 2/2 instead of a 3/3.
That's expert.
You get what you want.
Yeah. So what will my Lazov Demir Mastermind Grizzly Bear look like?
Well, it won't be called that. It will be called Lazov Demir Mastermind.
Correct.
It becomes
got the name.
legendary.
It becomes legendary.
It's hexproof.
It gains the ability, so it has hexproof, and the whole discard thing
Yes.
becomes a 2/2.
2/2?
Does it keep the blue-black CMC, or is it the green from the grizzly bear?
It would gain the green Grizzly Bear CMC.
Would gain, so it wouldn't replace, it would gain.
It would
It
replace
would replace.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Anything mystical like you're like, I need to
on-
know which is true. I mean,
It's terrible how much that matters.
no, I know. I understand.
It's very
It really is.
So,
It's the
should have
worst
mentioned this earlier, but our Grizzly Bear is equipped with the Sword of Body in mind. Well, that's one of the swords that goes like this, I believe.
thing. Yeah, it does, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
It's one or the other.
It has protection from blue. So does that mean I am able to clone it?
Using what card?
Clone. No? Why not?
Because you can't target it with the clone ability.
Okay. And Tony, would you be able to give me a reading on clone?
Yeah,
exactly?
absolutely.
Thank you, Tony.
All right, let's pull up.
At least that's my guess. Could be wrong.
I like guesses.
Oh, it sounds like you would get correct.
I've got it. You ready? You got it? Okay, he's got it.
Or
Freaking me
not.
out here. You're freaking me out here. You may have clone enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield.
Okay.
Regardless.
So it's not targeting it.
It is not targeting, no.
Because it's not an attack? Is that why you mean? Because it's just
It
literally.
doesn't say target.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It doesn't say target in the actual text.
Oh, I
Oh.
see.
Yeah.
Yep, it just enters as a copy.
Okay,
Most clone abilities enter as copies.
gotcha.
Yes. And what we learned last week about protection, who remembers what protection means?
You taught the lesson.
I did. I can't answer.
So
It
Can't be
targeted
targeted by
or
that
dealt
color.
damage,
Whatever.
like
Yeah, you're
specifically
correct.
by a
That's
card
the T
with
of
that
the deck.
type.
Okay, so we got targeted, dealt damage. There are 3, 4-ish more things.
3, 4-ish.
Well, it's because
Well-
we usually throw equip and
Yeah,
enchant
mush
together.
them together.
Okay.
So it can't be targeted, dealt damage, equipped, or enchanted.
same thing. Similar.
So 2 more with protection.
You can spell them out for us.
DEBT.
There we go.
And F, that's silent for some reason.
Can't be blocked.
Can't be
Wow.
blocked and can't be fortified, which only cares about one card at the moment, Wizards of the Coast. At the moment.
And they are doing weird things today.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can
I'm
you
so
tell that?
excited.
Good question.
Yes.
Just making sure. So, is protection from a color like hexproof, or is it more like shroud in that it can't be targeted by a color that either player controls.
It's more like Shroud in that it can't be targeted
Okay.
by either player. And if it has any enchantments on it, either player, they'll fall off.
Okay.
Cool. We are about to move on to copying spells while they're on the stack. Tony, do we have any questions in the Twitch stream right now?
I don't know, I'm looking at my text message.
Twitch stream.
Do we have any
While
questions from the
Tony
text
is
messages?
looking at stuff.
No.
If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in there. Okay.
I could have lied and said, there's no questions. Still no questions.
Talk about riding the Dulu horse. That's fun.
We have
Oh,
3 viewers currently.
Fatal push promo.
should be called Fatally Pushed. We've talked about this. Tony's gonna have his altar to look like Mufasa
That was my idea. It's my friend's idea.
Yeah, that's great.
Mufasa, it should be Mufasa though.
Yeah.
Or at least a lion. Cat monkey. Push a cat monkey.
Cat monkey, yeah, there we go.
Okay.
It's a type of fairy that's actually called a cat monkey. Weird.
Oh, yeah. One more thing, or 2 more things, about cloning creatures. If you clone something and that thing has a triggered ability, like Snapcaster Mage, when this creature enters the battlefield, target instant or sorcery in your graveyard gains flashback. Will your clones enter the battlefield ability trigger?
If it enters the battlefield as a copy, then yes.
Correct.
Otherwise, no.
So what does that mean?
So it means a card like the Mera Mastermind wouldn't trigger that ability because it doesn't enter the field as a Snapcaster Mage.
Correct. So once it enters, if it enters as that creature, it gains the ability. So I'm a horrible person and I built Brago, EDH. He's a very nice general. When he attacks and deals damage, I can exile any number of things and put them back. Apparently there's still the flicker blink debate going on because we can ghostly flicker things and not just flicker with them. So I blink/flicker my guys and they come back. I'll have my Brago flicker, I'll have my clone flicker, and let's say Snapcaster Mage because we just talked about it. And those are the only creatures on the battlefield. What can I have my clone enter as?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. So I dealt damage with Braga. I am flickering my Snapcaster Mage, my clone, and my Braga. Those are the only creatures on the battlefield. What can I have my clone enter as?
Could you have it enter as either a Brago or a Snapcaster Mage?
So we've got either Brago or Snapcaster. Any other?
Because it's all simultaneous, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't it have to be itself?
So
There's nothing to target?
we have it could enter as itself. Okay, I like those 2 answers. So you are correct. Because there is nothing on the battlefield for it to enter as, it has to enter as itself.
Can it then change?
Sadly, it can't.
You have to bounce it. Yeah.
It's just state-based effect. It would just be moved to the graveyard.
Yeah.
0/0.
So when state-based actions check, it'll see itself as a 0/0 and it will die.
You wouldn't be able to bounce it again after everything else landed.
Right. Yes.
Just an interesting question. When are state-based actions checked? Like how?
Later lesson.
And a complicated one.
Very complicated. I'm gonna cut that one out.
Short answer, state-based actions are checked before any player receives priority.
Short answer.
Short answer.
Check back on that one.
Yes.
Great check. Okay.
Okay.
Full
So-
lesson dedicated on. Let's do it.
Yeah, there's a whole like ball passing experiment thing.
Yeah.
If we're lucky, Tony's gonna stab a potato with a fork. It's
Oh, yeah, I
really
did that.
great.
That's right. I did do that.
Or not a fork, that's not really impressive. A straw, Tony's going to stab a potato with a straw.
I forgot about that.
Okay, so moving on to copying spells. We have the spell Atarka's Command on the stack. Tarkus command says, when you or as you cast the spell, choose 2 modes. Deal 3 damage to each opponent. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and reach until end of turn. Is it players can't gain life? It's either players or opponents can't gain life this turn, and you may play a land from your hand. That's an ability no one uses, but it's on there for some
Talking
reason.
about the Tarkus command?
Yes! So, I would like to deal 3 damage to my opponent and give all my creatures +1/+1 and reach. But you would like to copy my spell. You cast the spell Fork. That's where I'm getting the stabbing the fork.
That was a straw.
Yeah. It's more impressive with the straw. So you play Fork. It says, copy target spell.
But then you would just copy what they did to their own creatures, not necessarily to your own, so you'd be helping them and damaging yourself. That would be a really bad choice.
So,
That's how I would interpret
Kind of.
it.
You can choose new targets.
right.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe.
yes,
Depending on
yes
cards.
to both. Because Fork says copy target spell, you may choose new targets. You
Okay.
get to choose new targets.
Okay.
But if it doesn't say you may choose new targets, like you said, it just happens exactly that way.
You get 6
Okay.
damage.
So you don't get to choose different options from the card. You have to choose what
Modes.
was already chosen. Modes.
Correct.
Okay.
Any modes that have been already chosen on the card stay the same.
And how do we know what a mode is?
There's a
Bullet points.
point.
Well, there's cards that are a little
The old ones
different.
have paragraphs.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
say choose a number.
Yeah.
That's what their modes.
Choose one, choose
Choose 3.
any
choose
number,
2,
choose. Yeah.
Whenever it says choose
Because
this
sometimes-
many of the options, that's about it.
One or both.
It can get confusing sometimes because like sometimes they do more than one ability on a card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is when you're actually choosing.
Are there some you can choose the same mode more than once?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The confluences
Mystic
from
Yeah.
Commander. Yes. So, got right to it. When we copy a spell, we are copying the modes that are chosen. So the next spell I want to cast is Sphinx's Revelation. Yes, Kai.
No, never mind, you're covering.
Okay. So with Sphinx's Revelation, it is X blue, white, I believe.
Closer.
Yeah, something like that.
X and some amount of colored mana. You will draw X cards and gain X life at instant speed. I would like to draw 12 cards and gain 12 life because this game has been going on for a while. You choose to copy my spell. How many cards do you get to draw and how much life do you get to gain?
Well, it just says
Depends
X.
on if
It
you can
doesn't
target yourself.
necessarily mean the exact number that they chose, so I'm not sure. Does
Okay.
that make sense? Like, it's a blank slate, so does it just depend on how many cards you want to draw yourself, or is it copying exactly as they chose and filled in?
That is correct. It is copying X exactly as I chose.
Okay.
And so while I spent 12 mana on my, or 14 mana on my spell, you only had to spend 2 mana on your
Okay.
spell too.
And like as a side note, like we'll go into this more detail, but
Yeah.
the reason why that is, it's because of the steps of casting a spell, which we'll go over later, and choosing X is part of it. So
Correct. Yes.
15.
Okay.
there's actually steps that casting a spell.
We copied a Tarkus command. We copied Sphinx's Revelation. And let's go over the copyable values on a spell. So, when you cast a spell or copy a spell,
You got a cheater, you cheater.
I was just showing her the example.
He's being a helper.
so you copy the name of the spell. You copy the mana cost, including X. You copy the targets of the spell, unless the copy effect tells you to change the targets. You copy any alternate costs or additional costs that were paid. Doesn't mean you pay them again, you just copied the fact that it was cast using an alternate or additional cost.
So if it has like Escalade or something like that, and they did that.
No.
Okay.
I do. What?
Kicker is usually the example used.
Yes.
Kicker
But not
or
Escalade?
Overload. Well, with Escalade, you still have those modes.
With Escalade,
Wow.
you have the option of
The collective defiance or whatever.
yeah, you have the option. Wait,
Sorry.
don't you copy it when you escalate it if it was escalated?
Yeah.
Yes,
So you
I-
just have to
It's
choose
an additional
those.
cost that gives you the ability to choose more modes, choose
Yeah.
additional
Casting.
modes of the card.
So if it's on the stack, you are copying both the fact
mode.
that it was paid and the
That's-
modes chosen. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The last
Yes.
step of it, of casting a spell, is putting it on the stack.
I don't know what I'm thinking.
You're good.
about.
You're good. It's easy to
There's
confuse.
something in my
It
mind.
would have been chosen before. Uh-huh.
Okay, yes, that is great. And there's one more thing. Nope, there's not. Okay, cool. So the last spell we would like to
I have a
copy.
question. What about
Yeah.
like Surge?
Surge. I-
Surge helps deter. That's talks about alternate costs, right?
Yeah. So Surge is an alternate cost. So
Do we get a card example of search?
Crushing
Crushing
Tentacles.
Tentacles is a good
Thank
one.
you.
So what's your question about Surge? Be more
When you're let's say he cast Crushing Tentacles and for Surge because he cast a spell prior to that,
Okay.
which allows
What's
Surge
the other interaction with?
It says if
bounces
you surge,
permanents.
yeah, bounce all
And then
permanents.
Sure, you're trying to
Surge
like
stays
say,
targeted. You get an
can you use
octopus.
disdainful stroke on it? Is that what you're asking?
No, if you
No.
surged it, you get an octopus.
You get,
Okay.
yeah, an extra deal out of it.
So, yes, you would also get to copy it, and you would also get an octopus. But then, because of the stack order, I would bounce your octopus because I'm an awful person.
Right.
But yeah,
Either way, though, it would work that way, right?
yes,
You're
that
running with
is
the
how it
octopus. Okay, I didn't get
Yep.
that part of it.
I would
Sorry.
never
okay.
consider you an awful person, Jared.
I was
works.
confused.
Thank you.
I don't think you get to hurt a butterfly.
Because the
Aww.
I can see him
Because
bouncing
his
off.
would resolve first, so he would get an octopus, and then the second
Then-
one would resolve
Sorry.
bouncing the
bounce all
octopus.
bouncing his octopus.
I don't understand that.
Oh.
It
You're trying to
returns
choose-
into your hand.
Which makes it non-existent.
Magic
So-
slam.
There needs to be a key term on cards magic, bounce.
Well,
So the last spell, I would, after storming off for 3 minutes, I would like to play Tendrils of Agony. Is it Agony? Yeah,
Yeah.
Tendrils. That one spell that Legacy players play.
TOA.
why do you look at me?
Looking at you, Tony.
I don't play Tendrils.
It says, target player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And it has the ability Storm. When you cast this spell, copy it for each spell that has been cast this turn. You're like, aha! Because we just talked about Crush of Tentacles and stack order. I would like to fork your Tendrils of Agony, so I get all the Storm spells first and you die when state-based actions check. How does that work out?
So if you're copying Tendrils of Agony,
I will copy your Tendrils of Agony.
but you're not casting it,
Specifically
right? So you don't get the
using
spell.
fork, correct?
Specifically using fork, yes.
Do you want to refork?
The fork that's over here.
Let me
It
think
looks
about
like
Yeah, cross
it
the
looks like
wall.
computer graphics, but it's not. We just have giant cards that we.
Copy target instant or sorcery spell, except that the copy is red. You may choose new targets for the copy.
So yes.
So what's the wording on Storm again?
I'll read it for you. I'll get it for you. Tendrils of Agony.
No, no.
It says when you cast a spell, copy it for each spell caster's turn.
Make it spell correctly.
Here you go.
Got a giant FNM promo of Tendrils of Agony over there.
OG foil man.
No.
So the way it goes on the stack,
Yes.
the copy version would add another spell cast into it, right? So it'd add one to the
Do
Storm.
you cast a spell when you copy it?
Isn't that a spell?
But
That
are you
is the
casting
spell.
it? That's the question.
Did you
I
cast
don't
it?
think you are, so I think you only get one trigger
Right.
for Tendrils of Agony.
Yeah.
That is correct. You only get one trigger, so or not really even trigger. You only
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
one copy.
One ability. Yeah.
I
One,
would be
one
able to talk
spell.
about it.
Would you get storm credit for having cast fork?
You would get storm credit if there is another spell that follows up with
After.
storm, but
Oh, okay.
you wouldn't get credit for the copy.
Because Tendrils is already checked that.
Yes. So if we cast 10 spells, cast Tendrils of Agony,
If it's 10 copies.
it would deal 10 copies, deal 22 damage. I fork it after 7th copy, and I would get my copy. Storm count would go up to 11. I survive because I play Soul Sisters and Legacy. Sad thing. I play Soul Sisters and Legacy.
It's a metacon.
I'm at 52 life. Finish off the storm, and you unfortunately have another Tendrils of Agony, so you get to Tendrils me for, did we say 11? 12? 10 for the original. 1 more for that. And 12 for the fourth bolt. Yep.
Good job.
Okay, great. That is it for the lesson. Do we have any questions either in here or in the Twitch stream?
Let's go with the Twitch stream. Loading.
The Twitch stream is loading. Yes, okay.
Showing black. It's not even showing.
If you have a card with a copy ability on it, and it's being enchanted by an aura, when it becomes a copy of something else, does the aura fall off?
So like the Lazov Demir Mastermind?
Yeah.
Yeah, so because Lazov never actually leaves the battlefield, the aura stays attached to it. And any counters, equipment, auras on it will stay there.
That is really gross.
It still retains its
I
types.
don't like its
Right.
It changes them,
It's
so
because
like,
it never leaves the battlefield.
yeah, it's still a legendary creature, but it never actually leaves, so.
No questions from chat, according to the chat.
And then there's only one more, which is, so we don't cast most copies,
Right.
but when it's on the stack, can it be countered?
But I saw him in the
Ooh, that's a good one. So we copied Tendrils of Agony a bunch of times, and I forked the Tendrils of Agony. Can you counter my Tendrils? Because you're at 2 life, because Storm damages itself a lot. That's why I placed Tendrils and not Grape Shot. So are you able to counter my copy?
It's still a spell in a stack, right?
Yep,
Okay.
exactly.
You can still counter it, but
Yeah.
there's still a bunch of other ones.
Right.
Moving at your face.
Well, you're the Storm player who's countering it, because
Oh.
you don't want to take the 2 damage, which will kill you. Because Storm deals itself a lot of damage.
Sure. Oh, I missed. I wasn't listening.
Yeah. Well, if we don't have any more questions, we will see everyone next week.
Go ahead.
Okay. We would like to thank Paragon City Games for hosting us and allowing us to stream here. If you haven't, please come into the store, look around, get awesome things. If you are not from the area, feel free to check out their website, which is
ParagonCityGames.com.
ParagonCityGames.com. If becoming a judge is something you are interested in, one of the requirements is you have to judge 2 events. We will do that here at Paragon City Games for you. And
So come check out the class and then judge after.
come check out the class, judge after,
Grab an
and
energy
make bag
drink.
magic funds. Yeah, exactly.
Make besties for
Sweet.
life.
We also have a Facebook page for Utah Magic Judges.
That's right. Utah
Magic Judges classes.
Class.
Utah Judge classes. That's
Yes.
Utah Magic Judge classes.
MTG judge classes?
MTG?
I think so.
Yeah, MTG Judge classes.
As you can tell, we have practiced this multiple times.
Just search it, you'll find it.
It'll pop up. So. If you have
There's
any
only one that's
questions,
very
feel
similar
free
to
to
that.
post them there. If not, I believe we are good.
If you want to play Legacy, come Tuesdays or Fridays. We love Legacy here. Paragon.
Paragon City Games.
Hit that door.